Hi, this is Michael Sean Wright of Nice Fish Films, and we're at the Dana Point Experience. Dana Point is known for whales coming closer than anywhere else along the coast. We don't have cell phone towers that interfere with their communication. We don't put plastic in our harbor because our city council and our mayors actually care about that. And when we draw close in community, we hear some really neat things. One of my favorite artists in the world is Johnny Cash. We're to fix the record. We're to put the metadata and the humanity back into the music. For 26 years at Tudor and Spunky's, this man, Tom Blake, fed us good food and brought smiles to us. Well, before he came here, he was doing some really neat things, including working with Johnny Cash on an album about trains and his train songs. There was a man who pushed the button and said, "Johnny, this song is good, this song isn't." And he got to spend time and become friends. And now I get to introduce you to Tom Blake. Tom, thank you for feeding me all these years.
Absolutely.
What was your time like at the House of Cash?
Well, it was absolutely amazing. I never realized I would be there to begin with. And the House of Cash, it's in Hendersonville, Tennessee, was where Johnny and June recorded a lot of their songs. And it was extremely beautifully decorated. Johnny and June had gone to Belgium, and they actually bought a lot of the furniture from old castles and historic places and brought them back to the House of Cash. A pretty amazing place to be in, and especially at the invitation of John R. Cash.
People thought that Johnny had actually spent time in prisons. We know that he recorded at Folsom, but also San Quentin. Which one of those were you actually at?
I was at San Quentin, and I was there after the album session. That was, he had done the album San Quentin, a few years before. So San Quentin, definitely it was in Marin County, San Rafael, California, on a kind of a cold February, foggy morning as you enter the prison. Be invited to go into the prison with Johnny when he was going to do a concert was just unbelievable. And of course you would accept that invitation regardless of what you had on your schedule. When you arrive at the prison, it's pretty early in the morning because the concerts take place at about 9 o'clock, so you're probably coming in at 7. And it could be foggy, could be overcast, could be a little cool. And you go through the security check, and the band goes through it, and all their instruments are checked, and Johnny's checked, patted down just like everybody else. And I recall that morning because Johnny was more somber than he usually is before the prison, before the concert. He's pondering, he's getting focused, and he's kind of within himself. And Johnny wasn't that way very often, but I noticed it particularly that morning. And then you are seated in the dining room where the concert is held, and at the end of the dining room is a stage. And of course that's where the band goes. And anybody who is a guest of Johnny's, and there were just 2 others that morning, sit down, front row of the dining hall with the stage above you, and you're watching the band warm up and mic tests and things like that. And then the doors to the cafeteria open and the prisoners come pouring in, maybe knocking over chairs, stepping on tables. They want to get to the front row where we were seated. And they are just so exhilarated that you can't even capture it in words. And then you see Johnny's mood change a bit. He lights up. He's he's got the people that he's going to relate to deeply for a couple hours there in front of him.